she knows all the great fashion trending in town. When it comes to talent, that's not how. She's very wise and intelligent, knows what she wants, so subscribe.
Hello. Happy Sunday. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hello. It's been a while, you guys. I wasn't feeling very fine. But now we are here. We're outside. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is gonna be I'm just gonna talk about everything. Sir, please keep it down, please. I'm just going to literally talk about everything. Hello, who is there? Yeah, hello, can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. So I'm just going to talk about literally everything that has been going on. I've not been on live for a while now. So today I'm going to be, literally touch on few things. I'm not going to stay that long. Let's hope so, fingers crossed. I talk a lot anyway. Hope you guys are doing well. Last week, upper week, it's in one hospital appointment to one blood work to one GPs. I've been going through it, but thank God we are here. We're still breathing. And you guys, I just want to ask, which way now, Niger people? Like, it's as if Nigeria is going to hell in handbasket. Seriously, like everything is just going to the left in Nigeria. Okay, I'm going to quickly speak a little bit about the Natasha Apoti, Senator Akpabio, the Senate President, Tinubu, Fubara, suspension. I really want to know what you guys think about it, to be honest. I don't really like to get so much into politics. It's simply because it tends to aggravate me a bit. And if I tell you today, we are, me, one other lady, and two of us, it's about four of us who were talking about the state of Nigeria and how the economy is like really downhill, the exchange rates, the economy entirely, and the crime rates, like kidnapping, how kidnapping has become one kind of business right now in Nigeria. And it's not just the Boko Haram, it's not just these notorious people. You will see families arranging for families to get kidnapped. It just breaks my heart. And when we were talking, a lot of people thought we were fighting. Nigeria, when we were talking, we're so passionate about what is going on, and we always want to get our thoughts out, and we argue. Some people will say, no, yeah, that's not what it is. Some will say, yes, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to go through all of this thing. With Tinubu's situation, I just look at Tinubu. When Tinubu wants to come into power, I'm one of these people that was saying that, yeah, I don't see him doing anything. It's more or less, I'm not a seer, but if you can actually be able to think critically and use your brain literally and not working on your brain, because these days, that's the only way I could qualify it. Sorry to say, but a lot of people are working with their brain downwards, like they are working with their brain downward. Sorry, not sorry, but that's the way I see it. It's simply because when he wants to come into power, it could barely string words together. That time I compare him to Joe Biden, and before you know it, someone like Joe Biden, it was confirmed that his cognitive ability is not there. And that's how I see Tinubu as well in the beginning. Even till now, when he speaks, you can really tell that he's not the Tinubu that we used to know. And a lot of things people don't understand or don't know about Tinubu is that Tinubu is actually an activist. He's a political activist who went on exile simply because of Abacha regime. Abacha was so strong-handedly handling all the activists that were fighting for MKO Abiola around the time. And look at it now, it's coming out that all of the things that happened, Babangida is now confessing that, oh, the election was rigged, this happened. We all knew then. And just like the way everything in Nigeria that we knew, but it's more or less like the resilience character, the resilience ability of every Nigerians. It just makes us to adapt. Like Nigerian can adapt to anything. So how I see it is that Tinubu just come and said that I'm suspending this person. They said, oh, he is constitutional, he's not constitutional, but apparently he is unconstitutional. Is unprecedented and he kind of do it. Then they said even if he wants to do it, he has to go through the Congress. So if he's going to go through the House are going to vote over it. And when they try to vote in the House, I'm not sure if I can find that video. They tried to vote over it in the House, and one of the maybe Rivers or one of that senator or congressman stand up and be like, let's not just vote by mouth alone. Let's do head count of people that are voting for this suspension. Put your name to whatever bill or whatever law you are voting for. And Akpabio literally shut him down. And people were saying that Senator Natasha is just being horrible, trying to accuse this man wrongly, trying to do that wrongly. But if you look at few of this Senate hearing that is out, you can see that Akpabio, he acts like a dictator, he acts so territorial, he acts like this authority that cannot be questioned, forgetting that you are there and you can be checked, because all this democracy in Nigeria is actually a scam. It's like there is no checks and balances. If there is checks and balances, Tinubu will not just come out and said, I'm suspending this River State governor and I'm putting a retired military man there, swearing him in. And after that is done, that is when they now take a vote in the House. I thought the vote was to come first. Then he will decided to now say, okay, I'm doing this. So I was having a discussion with someone today, and this guy from my church, like a family friend, and he was telling me about another issue going on in Osun State, Ilobu, Erin Osun, and the third Erin, Ilobu, and one other one. I forgot that. There is always fight. I never knew about that. I was hearing that for the first time, that these people were fighting over land, like it's land disputes, and they've been massacring each other over this. They said these Ilobu people are fighting with other neighboring town, and they fight with more or less like they are in the middle. They were fighting with both. And now, if there is unrest, because that is what, if you don't know what causes Tinubu to say, I'm suspending Fubara, is simply because of the unrest in River State. Who is causing the unrest? Who are the people behind it? See, when politics become so violent and so out of place, Tinubu came in with a lot of thugs behind him, like MC Oluomo. Yes, that happened. Nobody can tell me it didn't happen. We see it. They were saying it boldly. They were saying it outside. They're not even hiding it. I've seen Togri being used for political reason, but in this situation of Tinubu, he literally handpicked all these people, and they were like working for him. And more so, with what I've heard from Sunday Igboho around that time, that Tinubu actually called him and said, oh, I want you to help us win the election in Ekiti State. And what he is that Sunday Igboho will be there and stand firm that there's no one of you that will rig this election. And if he's standing firm in the state or using all his boys, they won't be able to rig the election. But obviously, because they want to, Tinubu begs him, gave him money that don't go to that state. After all, it's not your state, so that they can win. And this guy was telling me, because the guy I'm talking about is a prince in one of these town area. So he was saying that he's suspecting that something like Rivers might happen in Osun State, because the violence is too much. It's not something they were supposed to. They were like brothers, like. It's more or less like this town, that town, next town. Like, you guys are supposed to be your brother's keeper. You were supposed to fight against outside enemy coming into your town. But obviously, they were fighting each other. And if this thing did not end, the governor couldn't tame it down. Remember, Adeleke is the governor in Osun State, Davido's uncle. And if you know what happened maybe 2 months ago, that Davido was shouting about blah 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 blah, they're going off, even though I'm not in support of whatever he was, the way he was passing his message is, trying to use fire for fire. So long story short, the governor, this prince told me that the governor is saying that if they didn't sort it, he's going to suspend all the kings, the 3 kings in that town. And if the suspension did not work, obviously, Tinubu might say, okay, governor, I'm suspending you. So this guy is saying that he's suspecting that some outside elements are interfering just to make sure there is unrest. That is, see, I don't like to go too much into politics because I know too much. Let me put it that way. I know too much about politics. That's why I said I don't want to go too much. If we start, we're not going to end it. Few people that are close to me, they know that when I go into these politics, and I'll always use, the Western world politics, it's very, very similar if people don't really understand it. The only difference is they are well off, they are better, at least for now. They still make the lives of their citizens better. They enjoy the tax they are paying. They not unlike Africa, whereby they kind of monetize poverty, they weaponize it, they use it. And that brings me to the case of Natasha Apoti. You can see Natasha on my thumbnail. So a lot of people, even not quite long now, I had to ask my husband to keep it down because he was arguing with one of his friends saying that Natasha is wrong for coming out. Let me play this video to you. And I think, see, this, her name is Natasha as well, Tasha of Big Brother. A lot of times, this lady is one of the people that makes sense, every thing going on. She most times says something about it, and she's always making sense, to be honest. She's always making sense. And I like what she said here. This video is quite a while, but this is my opinion as well. About this Natasha situation.
So, we all not matching. Those so-called confused individuals that calls themselves Nigerian feminists, their voices is nowhere to be heard. Bunch of jokers. If it's to defend sex workers,
let me
themselves as influencers, which I have no problem with. Your titties will stand, on our titties will stand, your voices will be heard. We'll hear from you people. We go hear from I think we can all agree that Nigerians are not very serious before.
That's the beginning.
This is what the political class understands, and that's why they can do anything and get away with it, because they know and understand that Nigerians are not very serious people. You guys don't understand the gravity of what just happened. If Senator Natasha is lying, do you understand the gravity of that? Simply means women can wake up and accuse anybody of sexual harassment, accuse any man of rape, and get away with it. It also mean that men can rape, sexually harass women, and absolutely nothing will be done. That's how bad the situation is. And yet, people are just there dancing around the whole issue. This is exactly the time where we have to take the bull by its horn. Do you know what this year's International Women's Day team is? March forward for all women and girls.
Okay. So I played that to you to let you know that it's my opinion, in the sense that a lot of men, mostly men and female as well, they were saying, no, she's lying. Yeah, let's get to the bottom of it, so that this thing doesn't become norms, so that some other people will not lie. She lied, isn't it? Yeah, fine. Why can't it be investigated and know that, yes, this woman truly lied? A lot of them will come out. My husband was just arguing with one of his friends saying that she doesn't have evidence. You know what I noticed is that everybody is just in this formation psychosis, whereby if someone is saying something, everybody has to follow and they all say the same thing. This same thing my husband's friend is telling him, that he doesn't have evidence, she doesn't have evidence. A guy already said it today as well. And about 3-4 people have already said it. She doesn't have evidence. But did anybody actually ask her to present her evidence? Who is asking her to present the evidence? Do they even take time out to actually investigate whether this woman is lying? What you guys don't know is what this lady Tasha said. If she's lying and eventually all this thing, it happens that she was not suspended, things went well, Gucci, gang, someone else will use it. And if she's not lying, which means it's okay for anyone in that Senate, House, Congress to harass a female and get away with it, simply because if she said this person did this, they will say she's lying. If you understand what I'm saying, why can't they investigate it? And also, a lot of all these people saying that, oh, this lady lied on Reno or Mockery. The same way you are saying that there is a case against with Reno or Mockery. What about the case against this man, a woman that slapped Akpabio in NDDC? Then when the woman was the NDDC chief and Akpabio sexually harassed her and she slapped Akpabio. Why is the news not talking about that? Why is just few news whereby it was a female that is anchor of those news stations that were speaking about it? Why is all this station talking about, oh, Natasha hasn't brought out her evidence? Now, I like that this thing is in court. Let the court decide, even though the judiciary, the legislature, the everything is being captured by the executive and everything is being ruled by the executive. That's the way I see it, to be honest. If not, Akpabio will not have that comfort to just do whatever he likes. And a lot of people doesn't even understand the fight this woman is fighting. They said, oh, because she was enjoying before, she wasn't complaining. Why is it now that Akpabio is now doing this? Why? What led them to that situation? After all, Akpabio is the husband's friend. The husband is a brother to Akpabio. What led to them being this one enemy? Akpabio doesn't want it to be talked about. Akpabio doesn't want them. And someone is saying that they have better things to do in the Senate than someone. It's ridiculous. Now, allegedly, Akpabio paid someone who paid. If I can link that video of Adiola Fayem, I watched the video and I was flabbergasted because I was just telling my husband last week. I said, oh, they are recalling Senator Natasha Apoti. And a lot of people were signing, like, does these people even know what went on? That was what I saw until I saw the video. And apparently what had happened is that they lied to these people that they want to empower them. This is what I'm saying. And they said it's Yabelo, somebody that is supposed to be in prison. Allegedly, it was Yabelo that was given the money to do this co-op. And now they went to that constituent of Natasha, said that, oh, government want to empower you. And when they got there, they told them, okay, come to this place, bring your voter's card. You know, a lot of them were not educated. A lot of them were not. That is it. They weaponize all of these things. They weaponize people being dumb. They weaponize poverty. They weaponize illiteracy. And then when they got there, they were signing, writing their name until some educated people were like, why do we need our NIN and our voter's card to actually be empowered? That is when some really educated one among them noticed that at the top, whereby they said empowerment, is recall Natasha, and INEC too is in on this thing. And we're saying that the state of Nigeria is not in the gutter already. It's like Nigeria is going to hell in ants basket. You lied to people that you want to empower them. They came in thousands just for the empowerment. They got there, and all you could do. Hey, Kemi Sola, my darling, thank you so much for coming on. I see you, baby. So all you could do now is lie to these people that you are doing empowerment for them. But you're not doing any empowerment. All you are doing is using strategy to bring them to that place, write down their name, not knowing they were recalling their senator who they voted for, a duly elected senator. When these people realized that, oh my God, this is what they asked us, the educated ones among them alerted them that don't put your name there again and your NIN number. This is what they are doing. It was a recall. Why did you not announce that there was a recall? The people that do a recall campaign, destroy our image, dent our image, do all your propaganda, but don't lie to people to bring them to a place saying that you want to empower them, but why you are only lying to them. Anyway, Thank God their secret was exposed. Thank God that people know. And what Natasha is fighting for, hopefully somebody else will come, because I know there is higher power behind this thing that doesn't want that Ajaokuta still to happen. If you don't know, that is what Natasha is fighting for. Is fighting that Ajaokuta still factory could open and they could start production. They could start, Nigeria can also be a producer of one thing that people will want to buy. Like, I don't get it. We destroy our farming industry. Farming industry was booming in the 60s, 70s. It was destroyed. We faced crude oil. Now, farming business is coming back little by little. Bill Gates is trying to destroy it with GMO. Like, I don't get it. Which way now? I still watch a video of Bill Gates the other day saying that Nigeria, the birth rate is getting too high. They need to bring it down because if there is too many people, they will be consuming a lot, and the cows, the methane. And I'm like, who let the dogs out? Why is this man still campaigning about humanity like this? If he doesn't like the world we're living, he should just exclude himself and his entire family from it. We love it, no matter how bad he paints it. Who die and make Bill Gates God? Anyway, it's just, that's by the way, you know me, I like to digress, I digress. So I just hope people can actually wake up, do their thorough investigation. Don't rely on just the news on social media, TikTok news, Instagram news, and all these propaganda calling themselves news. Do your thorough investigation. Watch Adiola Fayehun about this Natasha. I know about Natasha Apoti maybe about 7-8 years ago or more. And since then, she has been doing fantastic work for our constituent. And that is why they started protesting when they realized that they are pranking them. They are kind of, strategically telling them to come and vote against their own, what they want, their own policy. Like, they are voting against themselves. That's all they are asking them to do. And the worst of it is that they said allegedly it's now going to be Yaya Bello that will become the senator holding the seat of Senator Natasha. Senator Natasha. I was like, what? Anyway, that's all he is. You guys, don't get angry like me whenever I hear all these things. It's because it breaks my heart. Do you know how many billions people abroad sent to Nigeria to keep the economy going? Now we're hearing that they will be selling fuel in dollars. Like, how many people will be able to afford it? Is a strategy to continue to rip people off. Is a strategy to continue to make people poor. Because what it is that what is going on in Nigeria right now is exchange. They are taking from the poor and giving to the rich. And eventually they will eradicate the middle class. It's just going to be the higher there and the lower there, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, you guys, I want to use this and move on and talk about Yomi Fabiyi. You guys, seriously. It was my friend Kemisola, thank you Kemisola, that actually let me know a few things about this Yomi Fabiyi situation that, like, I didn't even know some of it. When she mentioned it, I went into it, I started investigating, and I know this guy Yomi Fabiyi is really trifling. He is trifling. He needs to leave the family alone. To me, he is bullying the family. He is doing things to the family that he should be ashamed of himself. Seriously, he should be ashamed of himself. Because one thing a lot of people forgot is that Mohbad's situation got worse simply because of the way Naira Marley was bullying him. So what happened is that last week they resumed back with the inquest they've been doing for almost 2 years now, because it's going to be 2 years in September. So after 1 year, when it's about to hit 1 year, Yomi Fabiyi looked at it and see that the roles are not coming in. Things are not, he built a house, he did a ceremony, and, what's it all account. This guy decided to up on this justice for mobile train as well. And that is when he started saying, I went to neighbors, knocking on neighbors' door, asking neighbors to come out, blah, 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 this, that, you need to come out, you need to do this. And he said, I have this from the neighbor, I have CCTV, like what's on the CCTV, release it. He'll be saying, I'll release it. He started using this situation to collect money from people. It's not him alone. Apparently, there's a lot of them monetizing the demise of this young guy. And I'm really ashamed of this Yomi Fabiyi. He will boldly say he's an activist, but what he's doing is bullying. He did the same with Iyabo Ojo, trying to bully her, using all of his the sheeple behind him to bully Iyabo Ojo into silence about Baba Ijesha case. He is always at the wrong side of the history, to be honest. He is always at the wrong side. What Yomi Fabiyi could do is just be in the middle and not just take sides and not just attack people. The way he attacked Wumi that day, he just came out, Wumi, go and submit yourself to the police. Now, if you don't submit yourself, you'll be arrested. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is she going to go to the police? Who are you, by the way, and by the bush and by the forest, to be telling someone to go and submit themselves? Anyway, long story short, this guy arrested Mohbad's brother. Yomi Fabiyi arrested Mohbad's brother on the day they went to court for the inquest, and the nurse as well. I'm going to touch on the nurse. So I want to really quickly touch about this. I actually made a video whereby they were in like a press conference, and Yomi Fabiyi was trying to narrate everything that went on. This is my investigation. He likes to try and put up a production simply because he is in Hollywood. He likes to do light, camera, action, and all of that. He called a press conference, and in that press conference, he was saying that, so Adura messaged me, and Mohbad's mom was like, no, it wasn't Adura, it was Damola, the one they gave the phone to. It was Damola that used Adura's phone, and this guy has already told you. And Yomi Fabiyi was like, yeah, I will get to that. But I watched that press conference. Yomi Fabiyi did not get to that. He keeps saying that Mohbad's brother, he is laying the foundation. I knew there and then. I said, if it's me, but he knew they are not that educated to actually slug it out with him. He's not going to try that crap with somebody like me. Never. It's not going to, because it's either we end that conference or he rephrase whatever he was saying. I wouldn't let him read all the jargons he wrote, the dissertation he wrote, trying to rob my son into something he did not do. So long story short, this guy was going off saying that he was Adura messaged me, Adura's phone, blah, 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 blah. He did not get to the part whereby that Damola eventually said that he was the one trying to rip Yomi Fabiyi off. Maybe he was ashamed that a young guy was able to outsmart him, and he did not mention that. So long story short, they went for the inquest whereby the nurse actually said a lot, and in whatever the nurse said, it's obvious that it was the nurse that mistakenly, or I don't know, it sounds like she mistakenly gave Mohbad an injection that she was not supposed to give that guy. It was obvious because this lady is an auxiliary. So it was very obvious. So to me, it was the lady. But then you see a lot of all these people, they don't use their brain. They only hear two English from VDM, and they continue to use that English. No matter what anyone says, they'll be like, oh, Wumi will be this. Don't be emotional. Don't be sentimental. Don't be sentiment. Even some of them doesn't even know how to use that English. It gets to a stage I was annoyed. I even don't want to use this sentiment, emotional anymore, because these people has bastardized those two words. It doesn't even make any sense to me anymore. Seriously. These people are so dumb to the extent that a nurse explained. It get to me. I was talking to my friend the other day, so I said, please, does these people not read what the nurse said? I'll try and put whatever this nurse said. I'll put it on here now so that you guys can read. I'm not going to go through it. It was a lot. I'm not going to go through it. But the nurse actually said everything that happened. Let me put that on the screen. You guys can pause and read and tell me if it wasn't the nurse that made that costly mistake that actually end the life of this young guy. Because to me, it was the nurse. So I'm coming. Okay, so this is the nurse. Something Feishara Ogedengbe. Let me add it to the screen as let me remove that. I'm trying to add whatever this nurse said. You can pause and read it, but I've read it. I'm gonna just narrate a little bit if I could, please, if I could. So this is the lady. This is the auxiliary nurse that injected Mohbad, and like I've done in the previous video, Mohbad's auxiliary nurse, I believe the one that Mohbad is calling his nurse as well, will be an auxiliary as well. A lot of people use auxiliary. I'm not even going to lie. Even people with money, even people that are educated, a lot of them use auxiliary that they trust and they believe that they know what they are doing. So in this situation of this Mohbad, he decided to have a nurse and the nurse wasn't around, and then they decided to use one of the friends' nurse. You can pause this thing and read. Ogedengbe Fisayo is her name, and this is a testimony about what had happened. She tried it as well to actually place this thing on the wife, saying the wife poured water on him. I don't know, wife pouring water on someone that is really hot, really saying that he's feeling dizzy. That's what you do. You put water on them, you let them get some hair, and that's what the wife did. She tried it, but with everything she explained, she said after some certain injection, he went into the bathroom. When he got back from the bathroom, he went to throw up. Immediately after the injection, he went to the bathroom, he came back, and he already had goosebumps. If that is the case, then you can tell is a reaction. I've explained this thing in previous video. Long story short, everything was explained, and then Naira Marley came out. I'm gonna just be putting all their jargons because I can't read all these dissertation without playing violin under it, and I don't want to. I don't have the violin sound that will play under this thing. So that's the deposition of this lady. This is what everything she said is what Wunmi, Mohbad's widow, has said in the past anyway. Everything she said, Wunmi Mohbad has already said all of these things. So that's her disposition. And when all of this thing came out, I noticed that Naira Marley decided to come out and say so many jargons as well. I'm going to tell you his jargons because this guy, like I told you, his PR, which is VDM, has done the job, has done the legwork. All he has to do now is to make sure he keep at it, keep doing what he's doing so that they can keep acting as if nothing, like he didn't do anything anyway. So I'm going to show you what he said. I mean, Naira Marley, even in fasting, this guy is still going on acting like a saint. He literally said he did nothing. They said they called him on phone. This is his own part. He talks about, he said an issue of intimidation and bullying and matters related to Mohbad royalty. So he addressed allegation. They said his allegation when his associate. Okay, so this is him. This is everything he said. That he departed, he left label. Yeah, there is professional relationship. There were no personal fight. Yet he refused to release his royalty to him, because he said now that he has it, he's just waiting for a family to come and collect it. You don't need to wait for family. Why not just release it to the lawyer, and the lawyer will release it to whoever they want to release it to? Thank God the lawyer is alive. The lawyer didn't die. The lawyer was able to, counter. He denied the threats of bullying and all the allegation. And a lot of them were saying, he acknowledged his association with Sam Larry, but stated Sam Larry was a mutual friend of both himself and Mohbad. Yet, Mohbad is shouting that it was Naira Marley that asked them to keep beating him wherever he goes. He bullied this guy to paranoia. This guy was paranoid that he couldn't even go to hospital. He was scared. And I know the wife has the same issue now. The wife is paranoid as well. It's going to take a lot of therapy for this lady to actually move on. It's going to take a lot for her not to be scared of anything that has the name of Sam Larry or Naira Marley or anything that has that. They were both scared of their entire life with this Naira Marley. And this guy denied everything. This guy literally denied everything, saying that he's disputing Wumi's allegation. He didn't do anything. How would you even say that? Like, with straight face, Ninwawe. Aye Bobo Naira Marley sita Ninwawe. You're still lying like this. The guy is gone. Fine. You send people. He's claiming he didn't do anything. Why is his parents prostrating for him? The dad was prostrating and the mom knelt down. The mom was on the floor, kneeling down for Naira Marley, while Naira Marley lay on the bed, acting like the big boss, the boss of the boss. And you're saying that you did nothing. Anyway, that's everything he said, saying that he has not spent or touched any of the funds belonging to the late artist since his passing. He confirmed that the money is still in his possession. Why is the money still in your possession, despite everything that is going on? Why is the money in your possession? And now the lawyer came out. The lawyer said, I'm happy that at least they gave the lawyer the opportunity to speak now. And the lawyer also said, let me show you what the lawyer said as well. Let me show you what the lawyer said, because the lawyer kind of responded that they've been trying to get the royalty even when Mohbad was, Mohbad tried, but Naira Marley is not ready to leave the royalty because they never signed an agreement when he was signed to Naira Marley. This is what happened to all these young talent. This thing is not, it's not just Nigeria artists alone. This thing happens a lot in America. There was a lady that passed recently, Angie or whatever his name was. This woman was fighting Universal because of her royalty, saying that she has been ripped off. And this thing happens to talent a lot, especially when they love their craft. All they want to do is just be out there, sing. And the people that sign them will be making a lot of this money without them even having access to all these funds. They will need it in future. Their family might need it. So anyway, this is what the barrister said. The barrister said he has been fighting even before this guy paying, and he became the lawyer just right after he left Naira Marley, whatever, the Naira Marley music, Malian music. That was when this guy became his lawyer. But because they don't have a legally binding agreement between them, but he said that Mohbad repeated attempts to reclaim his royalty. The label and his associates were unwilling to release them. So what is Naira Marley talking about? My barrister Faraday confirmed that Mohbad faced numerous challenges regarding his intellectual property rights and was consistently met with resistance. And this person is still saying, this is not happened. See, and he explained the circumstances, the things he heard and everything. He talks about he arrived the house 10 p.m. Upon arrival, he observed a large crowd, indication that news of the musician demise has already spread. And he said that he met Baba, even though Baba said he didn't see. See, I don't even want to go to Baba situation. That Baba, seriously, at some point, I know Wunmi is not going to do it. That Wunmi doesn't like Koala. That Baba know who is fighting with. Because if that Wunmi will sue that Baba for defamation. He has said a lot of nasty things about this young lady. And see, confirming, Barrister Falade testified that Mohbad suffered repeated bullying and intimidation prior to his passing. And the incident involved music promoter Sam Seri Folami Balogun, a known associate of Malian music, during a video shoot at Elegushi Beach featuring the one that we all saw. Aside from the one that they went and Darosha was saying that in front of Naira Marley's house, they were beating Mohbad. If you remember that night, Mohbad was making a video in front of one gate. He was wearing like a vest, and he was saying that Marley was there, like Naira Marley was standing right there, and his boys were beating him up. I saw that video as well. And this Naira Marley in fasting, talking about, oh God. Seriously, like this thing just breaks my heart whenever I remember the way this guy just went. And see, this is everything the lawyer said at the coroner, and they said the next time they're going to, go into it more. So with the situation of Mohbad's brother, as soon as they came out of the court that day, because Yomi Fabiyi, they were doing a live video. I wish I could see that live video. Let me see if I can see that live video. They were doing there was a live video. They were making that live video. And then what happened? I think they were making the live video and they said somebody something white was kind of threatening Yomi that if I see him, this TikTok video every one of them is doing now. I'm not on TikTok, but they were doing that video and apparently that one was bragging, and this guy was there, Adura, Mohbad's brother, and they were going off on Yomi Fabiyi, his behavior, and they said that it was one guy that was saying that he's going to beat Yomi Fabiyi up, but Adura was on that live. Adura was saying that they are going to sue Yomi Fabiyi for defamation and everything, which they did. But apparently when Yomi heard that, Yomi has been looking for that opportunity to confirm to people donating money to him that he is really doing something, looking for justice for Mohbad. Like, you are looking for justice more than his own brother. So then Yomi Fabiyi went to report that they threatened his life at the police. And I believe he bribed the police one way or the other, because I know some people were actually tagging the police, saying that your police are harassing people. Now you will say that they were tagging that Muyiwa Adejobi, if you know that man. They were tagging him to it, that Yomi Fabiyi is doing this, is doing that. And apparently this is the video. This is not the video. Let me see if I can get the video whereby Yomi Fabiyi is saying, so this is the backstory to why Adura was arrested. This is the backstory to it. Let me add that to stage. This guy is really good. Coming. So that's one of
arrest your own for.
That's Yomi Fabiyi. If you can hear, that's Yomi Fabiyi like making fun of the arrest of Adura.
No, wọ́n ní níwájú tani high.
No, what do you mean? Like, you are cutting my constitution or their mouth.
Lẹ́nu bọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn bọ́tọ̀ yọ sí ni.
Irọ́ ni, kú lágbà.
Gbogbo iṣẹ́ olóúnjẹ ló dàrú.
Ṣebí ní ọgbà.
Àwọn tó kù ẹ̀ṣin wà lọ́wọ́ fẹ́ jáde. Àdẹ̀tí ní kò sí bóyá fẹ́ le tó. The warrant of arrest is on them. Ọ̀bájòkó sínú kóòtù. Ọmọ jáde. They have to obey the law.
That's Yomi bragging. All because they said they would beat him, and he is acting as if, they arrested them because of the Mohbad's buying situation, because of the justice. What justice are you looking for someone when you are arresting his own brother? The brother that was bullied into paranoia until he was scared for his life to even go to a proper good hospital. And you claimed you love Like, I don't get it. What kind of justice are you actually fighting for? You claimed you love this guy, yet you want his only brother again to be bullied into silence, just like the way the brother was bullied. Like, the family actually need to pray, because this is looking like a generational curse to me. How can Yomi Fabiyi, that is not even related to them in any way, just come up with this kind of craziness and started harassing, bullying, and doing all sorts of things to these people? All in the name of justice. This is really crazy. You know, this kid has no shame, because as old as he is, he's not a young chap. He's not like that young to not have brain. How can you come out? Even now, let me show you what this guy came out to say, because apparently Mohbad's brother was eventually released on bail, I believe. It wasn't Mohbad's brother that threatened him, or mind you, he wasn't. But Yomi claimed because they were invited by the police, which is like, because they were invited by the police and because they didn't go, why is police inviting them? That's why they were arrested. But apparently what happened, the backstory is that Yomi went to report that they were threatening him, putting Adura, simply because these guys are not ready to play ball with him. He knew that it was that Damola that, that tried to cajole him, that tried to rip him off of some certain money, and he didn't even give the money. Why are you so pained? Why are you crying than the bereaved? I don't get it. So then this guy was bragging. I believe this is let me see. I believe this is, I'm trying to I'm coming. So I believe this is today. It's 2 days ago, yeah, because apparently he was granted bail. Why will he not be granted bail? He didn't do anything, to be honest. So he will be grant bail. And then Yomi Fabiyi decided to come out simply because everybody is saying that, oh, he's released now. But then he has to come out and try to claim that he was only granted bail, oh, he's still going to go back.
Adra is here with us. He's not feeling fine.
He said, oh, because he's not feeling fine.
He's on medical bail. So he will be returned very shortly. So I won't be opposing anybody on bail or medical stamps. It's not what I would love to do. I am not against anybody exercising or enjoying their fundamental rights.
You are a fool and you are not ashamed of yourself. Someone lost his own brother to bullying. But see, I think that is not the genesis of Mohbad's demise is bullying.
So am I worried? Yeah, he's a young lad. No, whether he's pretending, whether he's not. Am I worried?
You are so shameless, Yomi Fabiyi.
No, the forensic is going on. Am I worried?
You are really shameless.
Am I worried?
Look at him.
The forensic is going on. So, don't let.
So this is what the Bodokonu is saying. Even this one says, is he the lawyer on the case or their family member, or is he connected to the case? Because I'm curious to know. But wait, who is Yomi working for? I can't even relate. Calamity will be happening. Yeah, it looks like it, to be honest. You don't even know where your first child is. His mom hid him from you for a reason. Use this same energy to fix your own life. That's another thing I noticed. You guys, I said I'm not going to stay long. I think I'm staying forever. Your Mohbad story is very heartbreaking. And like I said, it's looking like a generational curse to me. This Adura too is trying to bring up his career. And then Yomi is the weapon of evil fashion against him. Because out of the blues, out of nowhere, this Damola came, tried to rip Yomi off, sent a video that Wumi even claimed that it wasn't Mohbad, that Yomi should release it. If truly the face there was Mohbad, that they were fighting. And Yomi was trying to claim that the video was done on the day Mohbad was sick. With everything everyone has said, I don't think the widow is lying. With everything these people have said, even the nurse that tried to absolve herself of this thing, the way she explains sounds like a mistake, because you don't have something like antidotes to calm him down. You have to go and look for it. If you have the antidote, if you really know what you are doing, you have that. But she doesn't. And Yomi Fabiyi is actually making all this thing about himself. This guy is not an activist. He's just ordinary bully. Your own family, you don't even know where your first child is. Even your second child, like the kids you have, the mom of the kids doesn't even want you in their lives. It's because of this behavior. Like all of them actually fighting over this Mohbad. One thing I would say is that I noticed that most of them, or because if you have something really important in your life, you won't take someone else's baggage and carry it like a gala and be hawking it when you have your own issue. So now, I don't know where this thing is going. I think Mohbad's mom needs to go and pray very well. And that dad, Mohbad's dad, need to stop all his shenanigans because of a property. Having all Mohbad's property, you can have it today and die tomorrow. All these things is just material things. It's going to end. Your future is that Adura. If you allow another people, again, the way you allow Naira Marley and his cohort saying that, welcome, Bawini, if you allow this to happen to another son of yours, and this guy, see, he's just sick. We don't know whether he's pretending. What if the sickness goes bad and something happened to this one as well? Yomi Fabiyi think he's going to escape this. Like, I don't understand why some people don't use their brain anymore. It's like this formation psychosis is really affecting everyone. It's crazy. It's like they are working with their brain down. That's the way I see a lot of people. And some are saying, well done, sir. Like, what is Yomi doing? What justice is he trying to get for Mohbad? Is Yomi not crying than the bereaved? Why is he crying than the bereaved? If you truly want justice, you will do it in a sensible manner, not acting like educated illiterate, because that is what Yomi is doing. All in the name of view, all in the name of money, because if you hear the money these people are making on the demise of this young guy, you guys will be ashamed. And no, you will be alarmed. People that have soul, let me put it that way, because a lot of us, we have lost our soul. We have lost our humanity. And I hope that this family can actually pray against this evil, rallying around their family. And that Wumi as well. Maybe I pray that our own family can actually see this is not ordinary. They need to go and bury that young guy. They need to understand that this mistake comes from the nurse. With everything I've seen so far, the mistake comes from the nurse, and she doesn't need to try to absolve herself. It was a mistake. Anyway, you guys, I need to leave right now. I think I'm just going to keep going off. I want to hear what you think about this entire thing. Where is Nigeria going? Please explain to me. And also, what do you think about this situation of Mohbad? Don't you think it should be end right? Like, it should have ended long time ago. And now, like, what do you think? I really want to hear what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Guys, and on your way out, please don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Like I always tell you, please, please, please. I forgot to even tell some of my friends that came in and go. Please give my video a thumbs up. I'm not monetized right now. I need to get back to my monetization. It was snatched away from me due to sickness. And now I'm back. I need to get back there. Please, guys, please thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. If you thumbs it up, they will know that yes, I'm back, because they are not pushing my video simply because I'm not monetized and YouTube is not making money. So they're not going to push the video. So I'll plead with you to please thumbs it up, share it with people, you know. And like I said, we are here to learn from each other. To be honest, a lot of times I don't know some topic. So if you have, I don't know what is going on sometimes, especially if I'm doing appointments, doing tests and all of that. So if you have a story you want me to cover, please, that is my social. It's the same name, Debbie Fashtal, but don't reach out to me on Facebook. Let it be Instagram, Snapchat, and I will respond within 24 hours, less than, I will respond. Please, if you have a story you want me to cover, or maybe I'll know something, send it to me. I will research it and I'll come back with it. Please let me know your opinion in the comment section below. And don't forget, please share this video, thumbs it up. It costs you nothing. You are here, you are already signing. So just please, just press the thumbs up. It helps them to like share my video around. And I will see you guys in my next video. Do have a fantabulous week. Bye.
Subscribe and get that gist with the one and only Debbie Fashtal.